Hello everybody, it's Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is a Flosstube channel where I talk about cross stitch and more cross stitch, sometimes pets. Today is Sunday, January the 21st. It is a brisk day. It is not nearly as cold as it has been, and I think a lot of people in the North America have experienced this, and yeah, I hope you all hunkered down and made it through, got some stitching done. Unfortunately, where I live, it has to be snowing really bad in order for me to call it a snow day, but so I still had to go to work every day, but I still managed to get some stitching in when I got home. So yeah, I do have the little beast in here with me, so if you hear some, complaints, etc., well, that would be her. She has made her way from her bed to the floor, so yeah, we'll see how long she will stay silent. Yeah, it is about 2 in the afternoon, so I'm getting some really good light out of the window, so hopefully you'll be able to see everything and I won't have to turn on the ring light. Yeah, so I have quite a bit to show you. I almost had a finish. Almost. So frustrating. Yeah, should I show that one first? Alright. My almost finished. Just looking for something to put behind this. Okay. Dasher. By Nora Corbett, part of the Christmas Eve Couriers collection, and it is almost finished, as in, look at all those beads. All those beads. But I ran out. And of course, it is the Magnifica beads by Mill Hill. So they're not available anymore. So I'm going to either have to substitute with Delica, unless somebody is willing to part with about 20 beads. If you can help me out, shoot me a message and we'll work on a exchange. I also, yeah, there's more white beads to go here. That's not what's missing. I have the white beads. It's the beads just to finish this little area right here, and it's the ice crystal bead. And I have most of the treasures to finish, but look at all those blanks in there. That's all going to be treasures in that wreath. But yeah, this one I think is the bead heaviest of all of the reindeer, which is why I put it in to be finished, because I wanted to get that massive mountain out of the way, because the rest of them are not nearly this bead heavy, but did not realize it was going to eat up all the beads that I had. And if you have this or plan to do this, and if, I mean, Magnifica, we don't know if it's going to come back at all, so definitely switch out to something else, Delica or whatever. Or, you know, if you have 2 full packets, I think 2 full packets for this one, because I had a good quantity. I'm sure I had more than 1 full packet, and it still didn't do enough. I did have to switch out one of the beads in the center. Those reddish beads are also Magnifica beads. Plum, I believe, was the called for color, and I had these Delicas in my stash, so that's what I used there. So yeah, so close. And if you've been with me for a while, you know what a struggle I've been having with these lately. So yeah, that was rather annoying. So, since we're on the Christmas Eve Couriers, let's bring out the snow day stitching. Because what I've been working on for whenever it snows, so every day it snows, or, well, we were talking about it this morning, blowing snow, that counts. So basically I have to put in a length of thread for any day that it's snowing / blowing snow / really cold. It's just a way to encourage me to pick up this project and put a length of thread in it. And that's looking really good. This is the Santa's Sleigh by Mirabilia, also part of the Christmas Eve Couriers collection. I do have the pattern. It's going to be a zipper. Sorry, it's Nora Corbett, because it is part of the Christmas Eve Couriers collection. So, what it will look like and where I'm at. And as you can see, this is the bulk of the pattern, is this big pile of gifts on the back of the sleigh. So, yeah, been basically filling in up here and working my way over. Pretty soon I'll be able to move the Q-snap and work on the other half. Yeah. And then it'll be beads. And luckily this one does not call for that one that I'm missing, which I would substitute anyways on a new pattern requiring this many beads. So, yeah. I didn't show you before pictures. Before and after. Maybe we can do a side by side. So, there's that. And this next project did not get a whole lot of love. Mostly because I was focusing on other projects. It's not that I don't love this one. Do. And I'm stitching this as a stitch along with Kim from Stitch and Stuff. And this is Vintage Simplicity by Dimensions. It was a kit I got off Amazon, and Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here's where it's at now. And as you can see, I finished the yellow dress. I'm not stitching it on the kit fabric. I swapped out the 14 count Ada for 28 count Monaco. I believe it's Monaco. Off-white. So we're starting to get some details of her arms and her face. Yeah. So that was just the one day. The second Sunday of the month is when I try to make sure I pick this up. If not, I have to make up for it later. Do homework, as Amy calls it. Okay, what do we have next? Well, I'll pull this one out just because it's another one that I only work on. I haven't worked on very often, but there is a little bit of progress. Take the chart off. This is Beautitudes by My Big Toe. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. And where it was when you last saw it. And here's where we're at now. And as you can see, I'm just bringing the border down. I think I worked on this side. Well, I mean, there's my needles, so. Well, just keep bringing the border down. I think when I'm done with the sleigh, this might become my next snow day project. Because it is one of the oldest whips that I have. It was started in 2017. No, 2020. All the Christmas Eve Couriers were 2017. Beatitudes is 2020. But it's the only one that I have left from 2020. And it's being stitched on 22 count white Hardanger 2/1 full cross with Threadworks and Cranberry by Gentle Arts, but then I ran out of the cranberry, so I had to substitute with floss that I dyed myself to match the cranberry I already used. Okay. Inner Depths is what I was working on in the mornings before I go to work. This is my full coverage morning stitching session. You might consider it my 25/7. Is that what it is? 25 stitches, 7 days a week or something, 25 minutes, something like that. I don't know. I just know. I sit down in front of my stitching and work on this for however much time I have, between 10 and 40 minutes in the mornings. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And here's where it was the last time you saw it. And here's where we're at now. I had worked over here trying to bring this all down to the same level. Yeah, basically it's the typewriter method, but I'm working it In the stand, it's upside down. So I'm working from top to bottom, but for me it's bottom to top. And I'm trying to get to the 60th stitch line all the way across. And it was really easy for me to get my stitches in over here because this is mostly black. So I worked in a lot of there was quite a few threads that were parked over here. I worked them in as far as I was comfortable going. And then I stitched a lot of black to make up the numbers. And for my full coverage, I rotate after 1,000 stitches. After I've reached the 1,000 stitch point, like if I'm at 41,000, once I hit 42,000, I'll switch out to the next project. So, yeah. So this one got its turn. Got some love. And then it was time to switch to my other full coverage project. These are both by Heaven and Earth Designs. Yeah, that one was artwork by Chris Ortega, if I didn't say that already. This one is artwork by Amy Stewart. They're both very different. Very, very different. I was just looking for my needle because I knew it was around here somewhere. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. This is a stitching shelf. Regular size, max color. Here's where it was when you last saw it. And here's where it's at now. I'm not sure if I had all of the parked threads worked in when I last showed it, but there was a lot of, it was like this, just a big rope of parked threads. So I worked them all in as far as I could, comfortably, and then I've been focusing on filling in these books and working my way across. I'd work some typewriter method across the top, and then I would come and fill in some more, well, some less confetti area. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's where we're at. And I just finished the 1,000 point for this, so it will be put away until Hatter reaches its next 1,000 point. And I only did a little bit on that this morning, so I'm not going to show that. You'll see it next time. Okay. Now, I'm not even sure if I showed this last time, but I did make great progress. I must have showed it because I've been working on this one pretty much since January 1st. And pretty regular, like almost every day. There's been a couple days where I did not stitch on it. Probably because I was too tired or on a roll with the sleigh. So with the sleigh, I would put in my length of thread and put it down and pick this up. I find that sometimes it's easier to put something down when you're on a roll because then you're eager to pick it up again. If you put something away because you're annoyed with it, you're less likely to pick it up again. But sometimes you have to put things in timeout. I get it. So this is Royal Tudor Mandala by Chatelaine. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. And here's what it looked like when you last saw it. And here's where it's at now. Yeah. Look at all of those stitches. So this is stitched on 32 count opalescent white Lugana. And all of the specialty stitches and cross stitches are done. The only thing left to do for this corner is this gold outline detail in all of that curtain. That entire blue should have that pattern of gold throughout it. Yeah. I also made some modifications. This blackwork border was supposed to be done in DMC black. I chose to do it in PB04, which is the black metallic. So extra sparkly. But also there is a mistake in the chart. And don't have my tablet up here or I'd point it out, but it's like there's an overlap of like this part over top of this part, and it's charted like that, and I've seen people stitch it like that, and yeah, I corrected it for myself. So this corner is almost done. I say that with, you know, hesitation. There's topiary trees here, and then this striped pole goes over here, and then once the gold back stitching is done, this corner is complete. The problem with the gold back stitching is that this is dense stitching, and so it's very painful to push the needle through this. But yeah, there's where we're at. So I am kind of doing it like 100 days of Chatelaine challenge. And I've gotten, out of 14 days, I did 11 days of stitching. That I know for sure. Okay, so is that everything? Yeah. That's all I worked on. It's, you know, significant progress. So I'm very happy with that. Yeah. So haul, I did get some late Christmas gifts from my son. His 1, 2, 3 order was late. So it came, he brought it to me, and now I'm going to share it. So these are things that he picked off of my wish list. Old red paint, which I know I had on my wish list because I needed it for something, and it wasn't available, and apparently it was like really rare, but then it was available anyways, so he grabbed that for me. I also have another stocking, Father Christmas, Cooler Classic Charts. This one's Nancy Rossi is the artist. That's beautiful. I don't know if I would do it on maybe a navy or a blue background fabric and leave the stitching out. And even if you did that, you could leave off the red on the outside and just do the gold border. That would still be nice. And Father Winter Christmas stocking. Yes, this is the same stocking that my husband also bought me, so this might be going up for a exchange or giveaway, whatever, something. And then the very first thing that I saw, my mind was blown. The first thing I saw was this. When I opened that package. And this is definitely not something you would see me stitch. And yet, I am totally fascinated by it. And the really strange part is that it's only 13 colors, which makes it even more appealing because then there's not a lot of color change and easy to kit up aside from the massive fabric. Yeah. And I am just going to kit it up in DMC because this is so big. If you did it in overdyes or silks or something else that, I mean, because come on, you know me, I'm not going to stitch that all at once. I'm going to put it away. It's going to be a, you know, a legacy project, I think. Not that anybody will take it on after me, but yeah. So I'm definitely going to go with DMC for this because dye lot issues. I've already got 3 of the colors in there. Probably need multiple skeins of some of those colors. For sure. I mean, some of it is really dense stitching. Like her dress is, yeah, that's forever stitching. So, she's starting. Okay, so now I also have a little bit of a special announcement. I am hoping that we're still on, but in a couple of weeks, Gail from Gail's Golden Needle and Amy from Mimi's Stitchery and I are going to do a floss tube together. So be watching for that. As long as we're able to Zoom, it should happen. So yeah, watch for that in a couple of weeks. I might be doing another video between now and then because I will be on vacation in a week. Just taking a week off just to do stuff around the house and not be at work. That's the main thing, is to be off work. Yeah, so I think I have covered everything. Life here, aside from being, you know, cold, is pretty much normal. Squeaky being squeaky, which means sometimes stinky and noisy. you know, life with dogs. Okay, so I think I am going to wrap it up, clean up, and take care of Princess. Get this video edited and uploaded. And until next time, happy stitching.